You gon' do it great at yop and keep it steady in your hand. We gon' spray until it stop. You press that button on your man. He known to shoot it till it decock and break him down like dividends.
Hey, I tell 3K to pull, I be hopping out. For the 43X, Brody told the baby God. Give El Curry the green light, now he on standby. El Curry popping out your grass. He gon' walk him down broad day with no man.
According to state police, the shooting happened around 1 Saturday morning on the 5th floor of the Advantage Point off-campus student housing. Troopers say the building is privately owned and not owned by the university. State police say the 18-year-old was not a Kutztown University student. The Lehigh Valley Coroner's Office says the 18-year-old was pronounced dead at the hospital. The coroner has ruled the death a homicide.
His face, I call that cut and tie. It's go mellow like the get over. We don't get by. Know it's dope for me, gang, we give out fish fries. I'm on the block, I'm banking beach. You could lose your life for trying to play with me.
You could lose your life for trying to play with me.
On February 19th, 2019, the Philadelphia Inquirer wrote an article about Imhotep Charter's upcoming high school basketball game against Constitution Charter in the city's pub finals. In the article, Xavier Wayman was briefly mentioned. The next time Xavier Wayman's name will be mentioned in the newspaper will be announcing his arrest in the murder of Diego Velasquez in an off-campus apartment near Kutztown University. Xavier, or Zay Skola, grew up in Germantown on Haynes Street between Morton and Magnolia Streets. Always a pretty good and respectful kid, he was encouraged to excel at school, and he did for the most part. He spent time at Wagner for middle school and Constitution Charter for high school, where he played basketball, as I just mentioned. He joined the National Guard in 2019, working as a logistics specialist. He then went to college for a few semesters before dropping out, but he stayed around the campus area after leaving the school.
It is a weekend that made students think about their safety.
I saw the emails, but it was definitely heartbreaking.
Students were told about a shooting at this apartment complex. It's outside of Kutztown Borough, but in sight of the college campus. While the university informed the community of the fatal shooting, students say they had little else to go on.
I just want to be aware what I should be looking out for, and I'm not, because they don't tell us anything.
So what do you think happened? What is it that you think they're not telling you?
I don't know what I think happened, honestly.
The DA's office says that the case is still under investigation. An 18-year-old from Reading was killed. No word on suspects.
They just kind of said someone was found dead, which is also like, okay, how? Like, what's going on? This is scary. Like, we go to school here and we're not even aware of what's going on.
In recent years, instances of violence within and around university campuses have sparked nationwide concerns regarding student safety and community well-being. One such incident unfolded at a Philly area university where a former student, Zay Skola, ended up in prison for his involvement in the fatal shooting near the university's campus. On November 12, 2022, the peace and tranquility of Kutztown University's surrounding was shattered by the sound of gunfire. Zay Skola, formerly enrolled at Kutztown, got into a heated altercation at the Advantage Point student apartments in Maxatone Township. The dispute escalated tragically when Skola, armed with a firearm he was legally allowed to carry, fatally shot 18-year-old Diego Velasquez, a resident of Reading, Pennsylvania. Xavier Wayman, or Zay Skola, had a short stint as a rapper from 2019 until the time of his arrest at the end of 2022. Being from the east side of Germantown, he was cool with a lot of people from over there. I've seen him in pictures with Leaf Ward and BD, both who have been associated with PMB and the tortures in the past. He is cool with a lot of the tortures from back Pastorius and Baton, like Hop Out Blick, Mizzy, and Curry. Even though Zay Skola played basketball in high school and then went on to college, he still straddled the line of the streets and appeared in drill music videos and songs. Most notably, his song with Hop Out Blick, which is unreleased, where Blick is dissing Westside and talking his shit.
Yeah, I'm banging bees. Why you checking in your bushes and curry in your trees? See how we splash his ass, he dropped down to his knees. Free 100 out that gin, he chasing down the street. 40 stick up in my coat, it can't fit in my jeans. In them V's, we only talk about bombing. So when it's time to drill, it shouldn't be no problem.
All that distance, felt that how he screaming. Nigga, man up. Nigga try to slide and he got dropped, shouldn't have ran up. Niggas think it's over, we still getting back bout band up. Nigga trust the wrong nigga and got Dory, he got jammed up. Ain't see them torches, bush run down too fast and blast like lamb truck. And Gunna said he did a little job and now that nigga runs. And we got back when Tino died, we caught one by that pump.
If Zay Skola was truly focused on school and his studies, this obviously wouldn't be happening. Zay wasn't stupid by any stretch of the imagination. I have to believe he wanted to be a part of the street life if he was willing to deal with all the consequences and repercussions of being in and on drill songs that are distant dead. The incident near the college campus took place at 12:52 a.m. November 12, 2022, in the area of the 400 block of Baldy Road at the Advantage Point housing complex. Shortly after 1 a.m., a Kutztown police officer arrived first on the scene and was escorted to the 4th floor stairwell by the student residents. He found a male, later identified as Diego Velasquez, lying face up, unconscious with a single bullet wound to the left side of his abdomen. The officer attempted life-saving measures before being relieved by emergency medical personnel. A security officer called 911 to ask for assistance to disperse a large crowd that had formed on the 5th floor where there was evidence of a party, read the affidavit. 2 troopers arrived moments later. Taking the elevator to the 5th floor, they observed bullet holes on a hallway wall and discovered the victim being treated by first responders in the 4th floor landing area. Velasquez was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital near Allentown, where he was later pronounced dead. Investigators were granted access to the building's security camera system. Footage of the 5th floor hallway shows a male wearing dark sunglasses and a black hooded top, later identified as Zay Skola or Xavier Wayman, talking with another male who was identified only as wearing a black top with a New Balance logo on the back. The male who Wayman was speaking with engaged in an argument with Velasquez and associates of Velasquez who appeared to have a firearm in his waistband. Shortly after the confrontation, Wayman pulled out a firearm and began to fire down the hallway in the direction of Velasquez and at least 4 bystanders. Wayman fired 3 rounds using a corner where the hallways intersected with the elevator access. 2 bullets struck the wall on the north side of the hallway, and the other struck Velasquez, who returned fire, getting off 1 shot before fleeing toward the stairway. Wayman took the elevator to the lobby and left via the main entrance. He was observed walking to the west stairway, which was where Velasquez was found. He ran into and out of the stairway entrance repeatedly and was later running back and forth in the parking lot with what appeared to be associates, all making what looked like celebratory gestures, according to the arrest affidavit. They were observed walking toward the Golden Bear Village, which is a student housing complex nearby. Detective Corporal Justin Sumas of Kutztown University Police provided security camera footage that showed Wayman entering an apartment at Golden Bear. He was seen entering and exiting the apartment during the remainder of the weekend. On November 14th, 2 days after the shootings, troopers served a bench warrant on the apartment. They found in a backpack a wallet containing Wayman's student ID card from 2021, as well as other forms of identification. Diego Velasquez was not a student at Kutztown University, and Xavier Wayman was a former student, as I said earlier, who was last enrolled in the 2021 fall semester, according to university officials. Diego Velasquez, or D as his family called him, was described in his obituary as a hard-headed, focused, and passionate kid. Anything he set his mind to, he was going to accomplish. As small or as big as his next move, he was going to make it, it read. He was a new father and left behind his newborn and the child's mother, along with his parents and siblings.
Who return shooter, catch that nigga while he jogging. We might bring them texts out cause niggas keep on following. You know it's play for keeps. You can play with them like that, but you can't play with me. Hey, bro, he like a bocce in your face with the heat. He should've stayed in his place, bro, put his brain in his sneaks.
Police tell us 18-year-old Diego Velasquez of Redding was shot and killed at an off-campus housing complex near Kutztown University early Saturday morning. He was not a student.
I didn't hear any shots happen, but I did hear the chaos of people running out of the building, and then Kutztown police coming and the ambulance and everything.
This Kutztown University student lives on the second floor of the Advantage apartment building. She describes the scene following a deadly shooting just after midnight Saturday morning. She didn't want to be identified. Police haven't arrested the shooter yet.
It's a little scary because it's like, oh, do they live in the building or are they just someone visiting?
Another student told me she was visiting a friend on the 5th floor when she heard 3 loud claps, then people screaming. Police say there was an altercation at a party, followed by gunfire.
Our hearts go out to everyone, of course, who was involved or witnessed or was a part of the incident.
Kutztown University sent out a safety alert later Saturday morning and has made counselors available to students. In Kutztown, Barbara Barr, WGAL News 8.
At the end of the day, Zay Skola was presented with choices in life, and he chose the path he did. Now, I hear from friends of his that the story isn't as cut and dry as a police affidavit makes it seem, but they're saying that it might have been self-defense, or, this person pulled his gun out first and Zay Skola just was defending himself. I haven't seen the video. I wasn't there. He pled guilty, and that's as far as I can really take it as far as speculation. So on December 5th, 2022, Xavier Wayman, or Zay Skola, pled guilty to third-degree murder. He was sentenced to 15 to 30 years in state prison. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thanks for watching American Confidential, and until next time, as always, be safe.